Welcome to the latest edition of the New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary, direct from our summit desk, otherwise known as my compost heap. Let's see what stories are working on at this hour. Well, here's the happy Rainbow City bus that could be if in New Haven we didn't have an apartheid bus system. The Yale shuttle going over many of the same streets for the Yale elect and our underfunded city bus system. Well, don't tell anyone, but at a meeting this week that reporter Laura Gillespie was at, someone revealed that Yale's been talking to the city about doing what they do in Ithaca with Cornell, where instead of having the elite university having its own bus system, they support the local bus system, make it better for everyone. Now, of course, Yale won't publicly admit that they'll consider not running its own apartheid bus system, but maybe there's hope. Speaking of buses, you know, they have cameras, not quite like this, on school buses now in New Haven to try to catch offenders. And boy, does it turn out they were needed. In the first 10 days, they had one day in which 117 violations were caught of people driving around a bus where you're not supposed to because you're such a hurry, you don't mind if you're gonna run over some kind of kid. Glad we got the cameras. I hope people start following the law and caring about the safety of children. Well, I got my Go card to swipe when I go on the bus and pay. I don't mind paying, but you know, why can't we just make the buses free? Governor Lamar is running for re-election. He's deciding whose votes he needs and who he doesn't. So he proposed this week that veterans ride for free, which is great, and half price for public school students, okay. But what about everybody? I know that other bus riders aren't the people Ned Lamont is looking for to vote for him this time, but that's fair and it's just, and it's even better for the drivers, and it doesn't cost an insane amount of money. The latest estimate is $11 million for Greater New Haven, $45 million a year for the state. Maybe instead of this pie-in-the-sky $300 million bus transit BRT plan we're pushing, that we think we're going to get the money for, a lot from the federal government, and we're going to get these narrow streets like Whaley and Dixwell and have these extra lanes. When they tried that out at Oakland, people getting run over because they were so confused. Let's just make the buses free. Well, to even get the buses through, we have to keep digging out weeks after our snowstorm because New Haven failed so miserably in clearing the streets the day of the storm. The day after, you can never catch up later. Another major failure of the city's been revealed in reporting by Doreen Chernecki and Tom Bree in The Independent, which is the Curtis Cofield Second Estates on Boulevard near Legion, where we spent all these years and extra millions of public dollars creating this townhouse community there at the end of the boulevard, Route 34, because we wanted to serve people who have been homeless or might be homeless. Well, it opened in June to much fanfare. The city, of course, took a lot of credit. But now, do you know, just in the last 3 months, there have been 22 eviction lawsuits out of just 56 units. Can you believe that? That's a massive failure because it's not a typical landlord-tenant situation. We put millions and millions of public dollars and spent years extra so that it would exactly be a different kind of place so that people in precarious life situations do not have to be homeless again instead of kicking them out again. It's a nonprofit project, but like a lot of these nonprofit housing projects, we actually have companies in Massachusetts and New York that are managing and owning. So they're not really there. They can't really care. They can't pull it off. Well, here's Gabriel Salter's Murder the Myth picture about guns being pointed by people on the street. I don't know if that's a Glock, might be. But the next time a cop in New Haven, unfortunately, has a Glock pointed at him, it might be his own former gun. We just bought 450 new modern Glocks for our cops. We got rid of our old Glocks. Instead of making stores to plowshares, you know, where you get the guns burned down and on the street, we sold them to a Vermont gun retailer who also sells online. So these Glocks will be going to legal gun owners, allegedly, either in Vermont or right here. The cycle continues. Well, we're flying our pride high and free in New Haven. This week, the Trump administration removed a pride flag from Federal Park land across from the Stonewall Inn, where the historic riots took place, because they want to eliminate LGBTQ people from our history and from our current public discourse. So we promptly in New Haven had the pride flag raised high on the green, which reminded me that for all our Michigas in New Haven, I'm so proud to live here. I'm so proud to be part of this community that has great values, and we will continue fighting for social justice. Until next time, this is New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary. Remember, let's always pick up and recycle our trash while we still can.